Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy spot! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A. The NRL is back, fellas. It returns Thursday night. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait for Thursday night. It's going to be fantastic. You've got Penrith against Manly. Ramon in general is going to be great. You've got Canberra v Cronulla. The Adam Reynolds Cup on Friday night. Brisbane against South Sydney. Super Saturday is going to be good as well. You've got the Roosters up against the Knights. You've got the Warriors and the Dragons. The Tigers and the Storm. And then on Sunday, you've got the Dogs. You've got the Eels up against the Titans first from CommBank. And then you've got the Cowboys up against the Dogs on the Sunday night. But before I get into the little Q&A, I hope you guys can go ahead and like this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. It's much appreciated. I do want to apologize as well about the connection. I am using my hotspot, so if I do get blurry on the camera at times, then it's because of my hotspot data, man. It's all I can do at the moment. Obviously, I don't have a house to live in. I'm only staying at a different location temporarily, but yeah, obviously no Wi-Fi connection due to the terrible flood. So if I do cut in and out on the camera, I am sorry. As long as you guys can still hear me, that's all I really care about. But I see we've got about 17 people in the live chat. If you guys want to ask me a question, the NRL's back this week. If you want me to answer some of your predictions, fire away. I already done my predictions video as well that you guys can go and check out. But got any questions? Fire away. Hello to the chat. I just want to see who's in the live chat. While I'm at it, this camera's like laptop's hanging by a thread. Metallic Panther, Luke Melbourne Storm fan is here. CJ's in the house. Faraz. Entertain House is in the chat as well. King Julian, NRL Jai Stuff. Who else we got rolling in here? All NRL was here. CJ Moxley. We got Stormy. RB, everyone's in the chat, so it's good to see the live chat filling up tonight. You love to see it. But mate, Paul Warriors has the dodo with a guest on. Oh, does he really? Does he really? I haven't watched. I haven't seen Warriors NFL Fanatics' live stream yet. I haven't tuned in. I've been too busy. But oh god, his connection was bad the other night when we did the fundraiser, and if it's still ordinary, that's bloody not good. So shout out to Warriors NFL Fanatics. Hopefully his connection can get better in the near future. But you guys got any questions? Feel free to answer them. I'll probably be on here for about half an hour. Probably get off here about 9:30 or 9:25. So I'm free to answer your questions, and I'll be as honest as possible. So, all right. First question. What do we got here? Faraz. Let's put it up on the screen here. Let's put it up on the screen here. All right. Where is it? Here it is. Put it up on the screen here. Faraz Alam. Will the Warriors finish off in the bottom 4? Faraz, I think they will. And unfortunately for the New Zealand supporters, I think they're in for a dreadful season. I've actually tipped the Warriors to come last this year. I believe they'll win the wooden spoon. I think they're in for a dreadful season. I am very concerned about the situation where they are away from New Zealand once again, stuck up there in Redcliffe. I don't really have any confidence in Nathan Brown as a coach. I don't like the buy of Ash Taylor. I think the leadership of RTS is a massive blow. The back line looks a bit weaker. I like some of the kids like Rocco Berry coming through, but I don't know if Reece Walsh is going to be able to carry that back line on his own. DWZ, good player, but besides him,
Montoya is a decent player. He wouldn't crack an NRL starting side anywhere else, probably. So I think the Warriors went for a bad year, fellas. Sadly, I want them to do well. I want New Zealand to be in the top 4, but I just can't see them doing anything this year, unfortunately. All right. Metallic Panther has a question for me. What will be the game of the round in round 1? Well, if all goes to plan, I think Penrith versus Manly is probably the game of the round because I think both teams are going to be in the top 4 at the end of the season and both teams have plenty of quality. I think that's probably the game of the round. But if there's a game to keep a close eye on in round 1, I think the Broncos-Rabbitohs game, the Adam Reynolds Cup, is going to be a really good one as well. So I guess you could say Canberra Cronulla as well is another tough one to pick. But I'd say probably Penrith against Manly, probably the game of the round for round 1. Entertain House has got a question. Shout out to Entertain House. He's a good friend. He's a fucking brother, this bloke. Who will be 14 at the Melbourne Storm? Will it be Nick Meaney? So from what I understand, Nick Meaney's actually a chance of starting on the wing. So if that happens or not, we'll soon find out. But I think the Melbourne Storm jersey 14 is going to be that young Wishart kid, the dummy half. I can see him being number 14 for Melbourne. So at the moment, I'm going to go with Wishart, the young Wishart kid. All right. Here's another question from Pete Veretto. Shout out to Pete Veretto. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, mate. Who will be the standout Cowboys player this year? Yeah, look, I'm going to go Cowboys standout player. It's hard, mate, because there's so many you can choose from. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the Hammer. I think the Hammer's out for a massive year. I'm going with the Hammer. All right, there's a few questions up here that I didn't get to get on to. All right, CJ Moxley. Hello, CJ. Hope you're well. Nick, if you are in Jason Demetrio's position, who is your round 1 backline for Souths? All right, so for me, obviously no Latrell. I'd go fullback Blake Taff on the wings. I'd go Alex Johnson, Josh Mansour. Centers, I'd go with Campbell Graham, and I'd go with probably Jackson Paulo. I think Jackson Paulo is decent. I know he had a terrible game in the Charity Shield, but this is what you do. You put Campbell Graham on the left with Alex Johnson. You put Jackson Paulo on the right with Josh Mansour. I think that would be the way to go for Souths. I think Tane Milne is another one who's pushing. But, yeah, look, I think that would be my back line if I was Souths. Question from Jaden. Thoughts on Jared Croker being dropped to New South Wales Cup? Yeah, look, I was watching NRL 360 for the first half an hour, and then I turned it off because I got bored of it because I think it was shit after that. Or maybe I missed something. I don't know. I'll have to go rewatch it. Yeah, Jared Croker for New South Wales Cup this start round 1. It's really, really disappointing. It's also very concerning. Croker's been there for about just over a decade now. He's a loyal one-club player, and Croker obviously last year did lose a bit of form, did not play the best to his ability, unfortunately. Maybe the game's gotten too quick for him, but he's 9 games away from making his 300th NRL game for Canberra, and I think if Joe Croker can get the 300, I think he will retire after that. I really do. So I'm disappointed about the decision, but I can't understand where Ricky Stewart's coming from. But if it was me, I would have gave Croker first go. All right. Faraz has got another question. Which player is under pressure from the Broncos and the Bulldogs? All right, from the Broncos, obviously it's Adam Reynolds. He's the one that's under the most pressure. And for the Bulldogs, I would have to go, unfortunately, I think Matt Burton's under a lot of pressure. So I'd say both of the halves for the Broncos and the Dogs. All right. Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Hey, Nick, what will be the game in Magic Round that will be the best? I would have to say right now, probably Melbourne and Penrith on the Saturday night. Hello, Ark. Yes, I'm reading what you're saying, Ark. I hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, that's terrible, Ark. I really hope you get well soon, bro, and just try and clear your mind, bro. Maybe go for a walk on the beach for a couple hours and just clear your head, bro. That might be a good thing to do, Ark. So get well soon, Ark. Entertain Us has got another good question. This is a tough one. Hard question. Out of the top 3, Turbo, Cleary, and Tedesco, who does he drop in the most? Oh, wow. Wow. This is a really good question. I'm probably going to say, well, you'd have to go with Tom Trbojevic, wouldn't you? You can't expect Tom Trbojevic to do what he did last year. And Tedesco, with all due respect to Manly and Tommy Turbo, I think the Roosters, I think Tedesco's got better players around him at the Roosters, and I think Nathan Cleary's got better players around him at the Panthers. So I'd have to say Tommy Turbo, Entertain House, but so I tell you what, between Turbo, Tedesco, and Cleary, there is not really much between either of them, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, it's a really tough question. All right. Question here from All NRL. Nick, if you're Des Hasler, do you think any of the youngsters get a starting spot this year, such as Koala? If Brad Parker struggles, I can see that young Koala kid getting a run. But until then, I don't see many. I don't know, man. I've got to have a look at the Manly junior system and see who's coming through. Ben Trbojevic could get a starting spot in the near future. But besides him and this Koala kid that I've been hearing a lot about and that I've been watching, I think they're probably the two guys I can really see, to be honest with you. All right, Metallic Pamela's got a good question. Signing of the year. I've gone with Nico Hines from the Sharks. I think the Sharks are going to rise really big this year. I reckon they'll come fifth on the ladder. I think Nico Hines is going to be the buy of the year, and he'll make a huge impact on that club, man. I really rate Nico Hines, and if the Sharks get that spine right, they could honestly be anything this year. So I'm going with Nico Hines. All right. Question from King Julian. Here we go. Hey, Nick, if Reynolds doesn't play in round 1 against the Rabbitohs, who would you put at 7 instead? And who would you put at 6? And to partner whoever fills in for Reynolds if Reynolds don't play. All right, I had a good think about this afternoon. If Reynolds is not going to play, from what I understand, Reynolds playing is a very... If Reynolds plays, it'd be a big surprise. I don't think he'll play now. I think Broncos halves for round 1 should be... I'd probably go Ezra Mann and Albert Kelly. That's what I would do. I think Ezra Mann at 6 wouldn't be a bad idea. I think he's exciting. Albert Kelly, good player. So I'd go Mann and Kelly, if I'm being honest with you. All right. Faraz says, will Broncos stand any chance of the 8? I'm going to say, yeah, they will, but I'm not going for... I don't reckon I'll make the 8. I reckon I'll go close. All right. Instead says, I'm going to say Turbo to drop off, but still win the Clive. It wouldn't shock me one bit. Jerome, he's underrated. I don't think he's underrated, bro. I think he's just a quality halfback now. I don't think you can say a top 3 halfback is underrated. I think he's quality, man. All right. Oh, here's a good question. Shout out to 6 Again, NRL column on Instagram. I really enjoyed his Instagram page. It's a really good one. So if you haven't checked it out already, go and check out 6 Again, NRL column. It's a really good page. He says, hey, Nick, what are your thoughts on Schneider coming in for Fogarty? I like this young halfback. What's his name? Brad Schneider. I've watched one game of him, and that was in the trials against the Chooks. I think he's got a lot of potential. It's obviously that big word in the potential. I don't mind the kid, but it's a big ask coming in for Fogarty, and he's going to have to complement Jack White, and I haven't really had much time to really work on things. Look, if I'm being honest with you, I think Canberra are going to really struggle this year. I think without an organising halfback, without a good halfback, it's going to really hurt Jack Whiten's game like it did last year, as we all saw. So I think it'll be good to see the young kid come through, but it's not going to help Jack Whiten, in my opinion. It's going to be a tough one. Question here from Piripi. I can't even pronounce your name, bro. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Piripi or Pirepi. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, mate. Who will be the top try scorer this year? Well, if you watch my predictions, I predicted the Sharks right winger, Sione Katoa. I reckon he'll be the top try scorer this year. It's paying about $34 on Sportsbet. So if you have a spare $10 laying around, definitely worth throwing $10 on him. I think Sione Katoa is an exciting winger. I think the Sharks are on the up this year, boys. I really do. And I think Ramian and Hines can get him some really nice service onto that wing. So I'm going Sione Katoa. I reckon he'll be the top try scorer this year. But Alex Johnson will be tough to beat because he's won it the last 2 years. So I'm going Sione Katoa. All right. Thursday night return of footy early prediction. I'm not going to give away any prediction until tomorrow, mate, when I do my tips. How shocked out of 10 will you be if Sharks finish 9th or lower? Yeah, it'd probably be a surprise. I think if the Sharks finish any lower than 8th, it'd be a very big disappointment from Craig Fitzgibbon. So, look, I'll be surprised if I don't make the finals. I think they're definitely making the 8 this year. So, yeah, I think they're in for a big year, the Sharks. I really do. Paripi, who will have a breakout season this year? Good question as well. Another really good question. Who will have a breakout year? There's so many players that you can choose from, but I'm going to go with breakout year. Wow, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go with Jordan Ricky from the Broncos. I like him. I think he's a good kid. I thought last year he was a bit disappointing. I think last year he was a little bit overrated. He didn't do a lot last year. I think this year he'll improve his game. So I'm going to go with Jordan Ricky from the Broncos. I think he'll have a breakout season. I really do. CJ says, what team's premiership window can you see opening up in the near future? I think the Dragons in a couple of years could potentially be up there. I think the Bulldogs are another team that's building in a couple of years. As for this year, I think Cronulla's is opening. I think Parramatta's is closing a fair bit. I can't see Parramatta making the 8, to be honest with you. I've got them missing the 8 this year. So I think Cronulla is open now. Saints and the Dogs in the next year or two I think theirs will be opening a bit too. That's what I think. Shout out to the Manly rep. I appreciate that, bro. Whatever good questions we got here as well. Just Rugby League's had a really tough question here. This is a really good one. This is a really hard one. Just Rugby League. Your top 5 young players have a breakout season. Well, it's hard to give out just 5, but I'm going to go young West Tigers back rower Tulangi, that young Tigers left edge back rower. Go with that young Tulangi kid. Cowboys back rower Hillam Lukey. I think he'll have a breakout season. He's a good young kid. So Lukey, Tulangi, Rocco Berry from the Warriors. He'll have a breakout season. I think. Who else can I think off the top of my head? Amon from the Dragons, the young Amon. I think Talatai Amon will be a good young one to keep an eye on. And if I had to name one more, just Rugby League, I will say Xavier Savage from Canberra. I'll go with those 5, brother. All right. All NRL. Do you think the Sharks are starting to become a bit overhyped? Most people are saying top 4. Do you see them finishing in a position like top 4? No, I've got them finishing 5th. I can see where you're coming from. My only concern with the Sharks is Braden Trindle the main halfback? Is he the one in charge? That's my only concern. It really is. But I think the Sharks are in for a good year, lads. I really do. I think they're going to have a good season. I'm pretty confident they'll play well. The Manly Rep top 5 Super League players. Oh, gee, it's so hard to name just 5. I'd say at the moment, Jack Wellesby, Sione Matautia, Chris McQueen, Johnny Lomax, and I would have to say probably Jai Field at the moment. So I'd say they're my 5 at the moment. But obviously, got the likes of Alex Walmsley, Morgan Knowles, John Bateman. There's so many you can name. There really is. Top point score prediction. I'm going with Ryan Pappenhausen, fellas. I reckon Ryan Pappenhausen. I reckon he's in for a massive season. I think Ryan Pappenhausen's a quality player, and he will be goal kicking for Melbourne, from what I understand, and I think he will score plenty of tries this year. So I'm going Ryan Pappenhausen. I reckon he'll be the top point scorer this year. I really do. Piripi. Hey Nick, are you going to do a live reaction on Thursday night? Okay. Now I do need to announce this. So obviously I'm not living at home at the moment. Obviously the flood ruined that, so I'm away from home. I'm living in a temporary house at the moment. So basically, the live reactions, how that's going to happen, I'm going to watch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to live stream some games on my laptop. I'm going to watch the game on my mobile phone with my earphones in, so I can't get copyrighted. So basically, I'll be sitting on the bed or something. I'll be sitting down somewhere. The game will be on my phone with my earphones in, and I'll be live streaming it off the laptop. So that's what's going to happen. As in terms of what games, probably a couple of the Saturday games. So I'll probably do the Roosters and Knights game. I might do another game on Saturday. Friday night's 50-50 because I haven't said this yet, lads. there is a chance that I could be going to Broncos South. If I want to go to Broncos and Rabbitohs, I will be. Thursday night when I'm watching the game with the family and enjoy the match. But Friday night, I could be at Brisbane versus South. I don't know yet. Still thinking about it. I might not go yet. If I don't go, I will live react Canberra Cronulla as well. But we'll see what happens. Peripi, we will see what happens. But probably do some Saturday games and maybe a couple of Sunday games. We'll see how we go. But I'm going to try and get at least 2 to 3 live reactions done. At least 2 anyway. For us as Broncos to make the 8 this year, I'm going to say no, but they'll go close. Dragons, yeah, I reckon they'll make the 8. I've got them in 7th. I reckon they're in for a big season. Who's going to be the best NRL winger of the year? Brian Toto. I just don't see how anyone's going to be able to take Brian Toto's spot. I think Brian Toto is the best winger, and I think he will be again this year. Top Super League picks there, Nick. Can't knock any of them. Yeah, I think there's a lot of quality players in the Super League at the moment. It's hard to pick a top 5. It really is. CJ, any possible surprises in the team list tomorrow? Yeah. Jake Granville apparently set to be left out of the Cowboys 17. Apparently the Cowboys are going to go with Hammer at fullback, Dearden at 5'8", Townsend at halfback, and Robertson at hooker and Drinkwater at 14. That's what I'm hearing. Granville might not be even picked yet, so that's another possibility. And Tamalolo will start at lock. Ruben Cotter will be on the bench. That's another one I'm hearing about as well. McLean might be on the bench as well. Other surprises? Not really a surprise, but Reynolds will be named halfback, but he's got to pass his PCR COVID test on Thursday, which I just can't see him playing after only having one training session. I just can't see it happening. What other surprises are there? The Warriors may pick Ash Taylor round 1. I'm hearing that they might go with Chanel House-Devader at fullback, Taylor and Johnson at halves, Egan at hooker, and Nick Reamer at 14. I'm hearing that as well. What else am I hearing for round 1? Dominic Young will probably play on the wing. I don't think Homo Hunt's going to be fit. So there's a few going around, but obviously the big one, Croker. Joe Croker not being picked for Canberra, being dropped. Disappointing. 6 again, Rugby League column. Hey man, loving your content at the moment. Top notch. Got you in mind for a club. I'll DM you. Sounds good. 6 again, NRL column. I'm always available, bro. Just DM me, bro. Jason Reader says, evening, Nick. How you doing? I'm doing well, Jason. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I really hope you're doing well. Have a question, fellas. Keep firing away. I'll stand here for another 7 minutes or so. I'll knock off at the 30-minute mark, I reckon. Will Manesi Faunu ever play again? Well, it's a mess, isn't it? Because he had that whole stabbing situation where at that church, apparently, where he did or he did not stab someone. So it's the great unknown, man. It is the great unknown. Just Rugby League. Yes, it will be good to have a collab with him. It will be good. XRP Benno in the chat. It says, up the bunnies. Shout out to XRP Benno. I really appreciate XRP Benno. He's been a very loyal supporter of the channel for quite some time now. So shout out to XRP Benno for stopping by. Timmy says, a really silly question that unfortunately is going to put him in a little timeout. So goodbye, Timmy. I don't appreciate those negative comments. I don't want to hear who's the worst content creator, because everyone who gets behind a camera or a laptop, they have some guts and they are brave to come on here and say what they want to say. So I don't think anyone is bad. I think they all try hard and they all do a good job in their own right. In their own right. So don't knock anyone, man, especially people who do content. Will the Cowboys do better than last year? Yes, they will. They will make the 8 this year. I'm telling you, they will make the 8. I hope they do anyway. Nagama or Sawali on the wing? Well, Sawali's not fit, so Nagama will start on the right wing for the Chooks. I don't know when Sawali's fit. I don't. For example, right, if Kevin Nagama comes in and he scores 2 tries or he scores, I don't know, say he scores 6 tries in 3 games and then Sawali's back. You can't just drop Nagama because of Sawali. You've got to earn your way into the side. So I think Nagama will start on the wing, bro. And Nagama's better anyway, so I'll be going with Nagama. Top 3 players who are stronger than they look. Martin Tapau's a strong bastard. He doesn't look like the strongest guy in the world. Tapau would be one. Who else can I think of off the top of my head? Wow, good question, this one. Teague Wilton is really strong from what I understand. Teague Wilton's a real strong bastard. And the other one I'd go with Christian Welsh. Christian Welsh doesn't look the strongest, but he is a strong man. So I'd go with those three, all NRL. XRP Benno, cheers, mate. All good vibes here in Nick from Australia / England chat. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? You love to see it. You love to see it. Up the Rooster says Jason. Look, Melbourne Storm fan. Which NRL Cowboys player needs to stand up this year? Oh, far out. There's so many I could name. But I'd say the big one be Valentine Holmes. He's on big money. He's moving to left centre. He's moving to left centre this year. If Val Holmes doesn't have a good season, well, I don't see how he would be around long term. So for the Cowboys, I'd say Valentine Holmes needs to step up the most this year. That would be my opinion. Val Holmes. If you were the Dolphins, who would you target? Well, they need to go out and get some better get some outside backs. So I think Jack Bird would be one that they could target. If they want Val Holmes, I can freaking have him. I'm Jack of Val Holmes. If I want any of those two, no problem. Oh, wow. Joy Arrow potentially. I don't know. There's a few that they could target. Shannon Harris-Tavita could be one that they could sign too. All right, Just Right Believe's got a question. Which Super League team after the St. Helens will go? Okay. Which Super League team other than St. Helens would go well in the NRL? Well, Just Right Believe. I think Wigan, your boys, Wigan would be pretty good over here. I think Warrington, Catalans, they would be probably the four I could name. Leeds are very inconsistent at the moment. But yeah, besides Saints, I'd have to go with probably Wigan, and I'll probably go with Catalans at this stage, for me anyway. So CJ Moxley says Dolphins should target Sam Verrills. Yeah, they should. The Roosters have got Connor Watson. They've got Ben Marshke. They've got a lot of good young hookers coming through. They've got Brendan Smith coming in next year. So, yeah, I think they should target Sam Verrills. I think that would be a good buy for the Dolphins. So, Sam Verrills would be good if he went up to the Dolphins. There's no doubt about it. All right, lads. Any more questions? I'm getting out of here in a couple of minutes. Just want to see any more questions coming through. I'll answer them as they come through. Here's a question. This is a really nice and easy question for me to answer. Is Todd Payten under pressure this year? Absolutely. I was talking to Paddy G earlier this afternoon, and Sam Rebel as well. And if the Cowboys are 3-3, Payton's safe. If the Cowboys are 2-4, Payton might be okay. But if the Cowboys are 1-5 or something like that, then I think he's gone. So Todd Payton's under a lot of pressure this year, so he needs to have a big season. Logan, I wish Raiders still had John Bateman. He was a key part of our success. Yeah, I agree. He was a big loss when he left too. It's a massive blow for the Raiders. All right, one more question, and then I'm wrapping things up, fellas. One more question. Payton needs to go to CJ. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, bro. XRP Benno, what do you think about 2022 Rabbitohs coach Jason Demetriou? Yeah, I think he'll do well, mate. He was the assistant coach at the Cowboys when we won the Premiership, and he's been assistant coach for a while. He's done his apprenticeship, and yeah, I think he'll do extremely well. And last quick question here from 66 again NRL column. Thoughts on the Bulldogs signing of Ryan Sutton? Should be confirmed very soon, from what I understand. I think it's a great buy. I think he'll play lock. I'm worried about Josh Jackson at the Dogs, though. I wonder if he'll be there long term as well. But yeah, I think if Ryan Sutton goes to the Dogs, which apparently is going to happen, I think it'd be a massive signing. And quick last one here. Which NRL team was under pressure this year? I'd say out of all the top 8 teams from last year, I'd say Parramatta, Newcastle. I'd say, yeah, probably Parramatta and Newcastle and Gold Coast. That'd be the 3 for me. Well, a quick one here from John. How do you think Dragons go this year? I reckon they'll finish 7th on the ladder. I think they'll make the 8 this year. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up the Nick from Australia Rugby League Q&A. The NRL is back on Thursday night. Tomorrow will be my NRL Round 1 tips, fellas. Also, Super League tips for Round 4 will be coming out tomorrow as well. So 2 tipping videos coming out tomorrow. Stay tuned for them. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Fellas, the footy's back. I'm getting out of here. I will see you all tomorrow night for my round 1 NRL tips and my Super League tips for round number 4. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.